Hello, everybody. We are about to hop into our first adventure of the evening, which I've entitled Fancy Footwork. I'm very excited to get back in after the high stakes of the recent sort of Halloween adventures. It'd be nice to cool things back down with some very classical Pete and Jeremy's DnDTime adventures. And as always, before we get into one of our adventures, we are going to take a moment and introduce the brave heroes, or perhaps the cowardly heroes. I do not necessarily know, but I know at least a couple of you are brave. Let us without further ado, begin that. So first up, we have, a veteran player, but a brand new character here in the land of DnDTime. We have Mochalatte joining the battle. Welcome, Mochalatte, obviously the daughter of Billy Bonka, adopted daughter?
Real daughter.
Real daughter of Billy Bonka. Mochalatte, would you care to tell us a bit about yourself?
I'm half married because my mama is married and my daddy. When he was a drow, he and mama had me. So yeah.
Well, Mochalatte, are you the sole heiress to the Bonka Empire?
Yep.
You must have a great love for candy.
Because daddy said that all the secret ingredients are fresh.
Oh yes. And Mochalatte, what kind of skills do you bring? Do you prefer Mocha, or do you like Mochalatte, the full name?
You can call me Mocha. Mama
Mocha.
calls me that too.
Oop, I got a mosquito on my keyboard. Hold on a second. I'm sorry. I have dealt with the problem. And Mocha, what kind of skills are you bringing to the table as an adventurer? And I guess also, what made you want to take up amongst our Bartholomew's adventuring troupe?
Well, after what happened last week, daddy is still recovering because his bones are not.
DnDTime is.
Yeah, his bones are still not fully created yet, so he's staying alongside Auntie Coco so she could remake his body again. So until then, I'm taking responsibility for his adventures.
Wonderful. Well, it's good to have you tonight, Mocha, and I look forward to seeing what you can do.
Okay.
Next up, we have a returning hero, one I believe you are on the precipice now of becoming one spoken about in fables. We have Grilliam Inferno.
Yes, thank you. And I am rather moody right now.
Moody? Why is that?
Well, last week I got totally denied by two old hags.
Yes.
And my poor horse and my poor pony had to run away. Luckily, I got him back.
You must be referring, of course, to the Bitter Sisters.
More like the Bitcher Sisters.
Well, no need to call names, Grilliam. I understand you're moody, but don't take it out on them. They're just doing their best to make a living in this world.
But I'm ready for an adventure, and as always, my pony Shadowblaze is right behind me, or should I say, I'm on top of him right now.
Yes, I was gonna say right behind you. That seems a slight. I follow Grilliam. And do you have any kind of big plans? Of course, you are a subject of course, the Prince of Order, Michael Verity.
Yes, I am. I am the general, and of course, and once I go up further among the ranks of Bartholomew's adventuring crew, I'm pretty sure people will understand that sometimes a lot of fire is the solution to a problem.
My question for you is, with this kind of power that you're getting, Grilliam, you're growing strong in kind of your own right. Have you considered at all breaking off from kind of Michael Verity's court?
Well, I mean, I have no reason to. He's a nice guy.
Fair enough. Well, Grilliam, welcome back. It's good to have you.
Thank you.
Next up, we have Mavek Redstring returning to the battlefield. A story tier hero that was in a very interesting position in some of the recent battles. One of the only survivors of at least the initial sort of raid on the Nightmare Court. Mavek, how are you doing?
I'm pretty good. I recovered a fair bit from a fifth for the chest, so I'm much better.
So, Mavek, what was it like being kind of plunged into that situation where everything was just kind of so far above your head? Obviously, you're doing well now. It's good to see that you're back alive and everything's okay.
I was at first very confused, then I was very angry, then very concerned, then very dead. So,
It seems like you went through a whirlwind of emotions.
Of course. Yeah.
Well, would you say that you changed at all as a result, or is it just the same old Mavek?
I mean, I don't know really. Mavek is Mavek.
Fair enough. I admire you, the way you sort of stick to your roots, Mavek. It'll be good to have you out on the adventuring fields once more this evening. And last but not least, we have another new hero, although again another veteran player. We have Sir Gillem Fish. Welcome, Sir Gillem Fish. Would you care to tell us a bit about yourself?
Yes, Sir Gillem Fishfin Clownington III at your service.
Sir Gillem Fishfin Clownington III. Did I say that correctly?
Yes, absolutely.
Now, Sir Gillem, you have the title Sir. Are you a knight?
No.
Oh, fair enough. Why do you, from what kind of source do you have that title? Or is that just actually your first name?
Oh, my first name is just Sir.
Oh, fair enough. And Sir Gillem, what made you want to take up amongst Bartholomew's adventurers?
Well, I'm a privateer, and I guess my country sent me, so here I am.
What nation do you belong to?
Just the flying plateau in the air, the sky plateau.
Yes, the Sky Plateau, of course. And Sir Gillem, do you have any kind of do you have any kind of personal investment, or is it just for the sort of the betterment of your nation that you strive out here?
Well, I'm kind of just attached to a body. They kind of do what they want, so.
Oh, yes. Oh, wait.
Yeah, you haven't met my body yet, have you? This is House.
I thought I was addressing. My apologies. I thought I was addressing your body the whole time.
No,
but now
I'm just a fish.
Now I'm seeing there's just a clownfish in this individual's hair. Am I not mistaken?
Yes, that is correct.
Oh, and you, sir. I speak now to the body. What is your name?
He doesn't talk much.
Oh, okay, I see. Well, it seems that you more than make up for that, Sir Gillem. So
absolutely. I like fishies. That's how he says.
Oh, jeez. Well, hopefully he's at least a bit more competent in battle and able to move you around, Sir Gillem, as you seem like an absolute delight.
Oh, I absolutely am. Body, House, not so much.
Well, we will have to wait and see what House does. But without further ado, let us begin our adventure. And I'd like to begin with the four of you approach. Some of you fell in the recent battle, basically a battle for the fate of DnDTime as we know it, or the land of therein. And after that battle, all of you found yourselves at one point restored, waking up in your beds, very much in the same way that you often have when Bartholomew kind of resurrects you, although normally you would wake up in the shop proper. Instead, this time you just woke up in your own beds, which was a little bit odd to say the least. Over the course of the last week, the world has been repairing and rebuilding, but as you approach now Bartholomew's shop, as usually the kind of new postings always going to come out on the same day you're looking for work, you approach, and previously it had been shut down. Large iron bars had appeared over the door, and a great cage had been kind of put up and around the shop itself to prevent any entry into it, presumably protecting the magic items. But as you approach, it looks normal. You walk up and enter in through the door, but the inside of the shop, while it is full and stocked, a light fire sort of rages in the fireplace. The shop itself is empty. You don't see anyone there. And of course, you do remember that Bartholomew in the recent events was killed. So you kind of pop into the shop. There's no one else there. You don't see Roger. And then you hear a voice from the back room call out, just a moment, adventurers. I'll be right there. Just give me a second. And a few moments later, Bartholomew walks out. He looks normal. He looks fine. He looks to the four of you and says, greetings, adventurers. Are you looking for work today?
Yes, we are.
Yes, you're alive, thank God. Oh my God, I thought you were dead. Okay.
Wait, this guy was dead?
Yes, I saw him get killed. It was not my fault.
Excuse me?
I disagree. He looks alive to me.
Nothing. Didn't hear anything.
And yeah, Bartholomew just kind of looks at you, and he seems normal. He seems perfectly fine. He doesn't seem to make any connection with the fact that you called him dead. As you say, like, oh, you were dead, there's like a flash of confusion on his face, and kind of says, I'm sorry, you mentioned that I was dead. I'm assure you, well, I'm right here, as I have been.
I'm just gonna casually bonk Mavek on the head with my fist and be like, no mentioning that anymore.
What the fuck was that for? Hey, don't hang me in the head. It hurts.
Oh, very well. You're acting a bit strange, but, okay, well. And the moment passes, and Bartholomew says, well, were you looking for work? Is that why you've come in?
Indeed.
I mean, I have nothing better to do.
Not really, but houses. So here we are.
Very well. See, I'm not getting a lot of requests today. I'm not sure why. Everyone just seems very preoccupied. But I have my own in mind. And, well, I've been hearing some interesting gossip. Of course, you must be familiar with the warlocks that dictate the laws of fashion in this realm and all others, yes?
Yeah.
Kinda.
The Warlock Fashion Brigade.
Oh dear.
Know who they are.
Well, they are the warlocks that dictate the laws of fashion in this realm and all others. Specifically, I've heard some celebrity gossip, so to speak, amongst the various archfey and so on and so forth, that there was a bit of a spat between two of them. Armana and her wife Lau'rel had a great argument, and apparently Armana took a pair of boots that were thrown away, took a pair of boots and threw them away that were made by Lau'rel, and that has caused a great deal of controversy. There's question about the solidarity of their marriage, but that is aside the point. The point is that they threw away a pair of very high-quality boots, boots that are worth probably a small fortune in the fashion communities, and no doubt when they were put in the trash, they must have ended up at the dump. So, I simply want you to go to the dump, locate these boots for me, and return them, and, well, then I will have them and sell them for a great profit.
Is this dump the place where this Trash King lives?
Ah, yes, you are familiar with the king of the Trash Kingdom. Yes, that would be the Trash King.
Okay, maybe talk to him a bit.
Yes, so if you are ready, I can send you there now. I do believe that the Trash King has since set up a bit of a teleportation circle within his very domain rather than at the gates, so I can send you directly into the kingdom these days.
Perfect.
Sounds good.
And Bartholomew, don't forget my pony, please.
Your pony?
Yeah, I have a nightmare pony outside the door of your shop. I'd
yes.
like.
This can certainly happen. And as you kind of watch, Bartholomew says, if you don't have any other further questions, I will send you them.
No other questions.
You're ready? Very good. And snap of his fingers, you feel the kind of singular sensation, new perhaps for you, Mocha and Sir Gillem, but now familiar for you, Grilliam and Mavek, where all of a sudden you are standing in one place, and now you are just standing somewhere completely different, as you are amongst the Trash Kingdom, specifically the Trash King's keep. And keep is a fair word for it. As at this point, in the wake of, well, a recent invasion by a giant by the name of Mr. Clean and Nightmares, the Trash King has still thrived. And you can see various individuals. You see knights dressed in odd armors made of pieces of scrap. You see kind of the dirty citizens wearing rags, dirty but happy, as is everyone in this kind of place. And yeah, you stand now in the Trash Kingdom. People are just kind of walking about. You have a quest now to find a pair of boots. They'll be exceptional in a lot of ways, but really that's all you kind of know about it. As you kind of now come into this space, a few various people greet you. Like I said, they appear to be knights in the Trash King service. One kind of walks by. He appears to be wearing various kind of like pots and pans all over his body as his armor. And looks up to you. Greetings, adventurers. What brings you here? You are of Bartholomew's troop, yes?
Yes.
Yeah, I think. I'm still kind of sick from competition.
Yes, we are, as I say from atop my mount.
Yes. Very good, very good. Well, welcome to the Trash Kingdom. Did you need an audience with the Trash King? I don't believe he had put any requests today. You're doing very well.
We're not specifically looking for the Trash King. We're looking for something, but it's not him.
Boots. We're looking for boots.
A pair of boots? Yes.
Not just any boots. They were a pair of fancy boots that were thrown away by mistake.
Well, I believe those were the boots of the second warlock, yes?
Yes, exactly. Keen. How keen of you.
Yes, well, in order to be a knight in the service of the Trash King, one has to keep one's head abreast of the various rumors and goings-on around the land of DnDTime. We aren't really making any pursuit after them at the moment, but a number of different individuals are. There's certainly a hot-ticket item. If you want to get onto the front lines of it, an insider tip, I would check out the Ridge of Rags. That's where most of the discarded clothes end up falling. And as you're looking around, you can see from the sky above, of course you are in the massive dump. And this part of it is a bit more civilized than most, but huge mounds of trash kind of pile up in various locations. You could occasionally see pieces of trash falling down from the sky up above, where, sometimes it's just something small, like a little metal can, other times in the distance falling onto the ruins actually fairly near you. You are in the ruined ruins now. Like a huge chunk of like a broken piece from a castle turret might fall down, but he kind of directs you to where clothes tend to fall in the land of the dump, which is kind of northward of where you are.
Well that should help us out. Well, thank you very much, sir.
But of course, anything for Bartholomew's adventuring troop. You have done much for our kingdom over the years.
Before Mochalatte moves on, she looks at the knight and says, I have a question.
Yes, my lady.
If something breaks in the Trash Kingdom, does it continue to fall down into the Trash Kingdom?
Well, no, this is the end destination for all of the trash. Things thrown away here simply remain. They do not need to be collected by the Cult of the Green Sun.
I have another question. Does that mean all of you guys were thrown away too?
He looks.
I'm about to bop him on the head, just like I did Mavek.
He looks at you, and kind of actually beams a big smile, like he really likes that statement. And he goes, "In a manner of speaking, I would say that we are, and we've been repurposed and found, a new place for ourselves here." He smiles.
Awesome.
That wasn't in character left, by the way.
I'm gonna glare and be like, if that was an insult, I would have bopped you on the head just like I did Mavek.
Yeah. I'm curious, did Sir Gillem think it was an insult?
Yes.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, and for that, I'm gonna bop you on the head. Bop.
There's a light bop from Grilliam as.
And he takes my poison damage.
I could care less.
Infight.
No poison damage. The PvP ban in DnDTime prevents the full contact.
Okay.
And of course, you hear the quintessential Bartholomew's voice speaking out. There is no PvP in the land of DnDTime. A recording that happens anytime you try and battle one of your kind of fellow adventurers, which is an interesting thing that happens in this world. But you continue, and or do you follow the instructions, or do you have anything else you want to do here, speaking to this individual?
I have nothing to say. I wish to ride on.
I want to ask Gillem something real quick. Not Gillem. I mean, Grilliam.
Okay.
When did you get a horse?
Oh, that's an interesting story. I'll tell you on the way there.
Okay then.
On the way, Mug is probably looking around, seeing if there's anything written in the Druidic language, like written on anything that's in the trash.
Yeah, as you're kind of walking along and moving forward, there is absolutely some things kind of written in Druidic among the trash. Nothing that's like kind of signs of like the boots are over here or anything like that. But as you're looking around, you get the impression that there's actually a pretty Druid-rich population here. You're feeling kind of a strong connection to nature in the space. And occasionally people will leave markings. You notice kind of signposts that are directing kind of druids around the dump that aren't visible to most, just kind of naming different regions. You walk through and there's one directing you over to the compost commune, and beyond that, the kind of alchemical wasteland, the recycling factory, scrap metal mountain, that sort of things. And you're seeing these like directions laid out to help members of your particular persuasion and class to kind of navigate this location.
I take it that the way to Scrap Mountain is pretty much leads to like a barren area of like mostly hills now.
Yeah, that's probably outdated. It's more the scrap metal mound.
Hey, like I say, Mochalatte would probably go up to that sign, kind of like wipe it clean, like scrap metal mound.
Yes, you erase and kind of change it over so that the scrap metal mountain, which used to be iconic.
And by the time we get there, I'm gonna look and telling the story of Mavek and be like, and ending it like, and then I rode off into the ethereal plane, and I was stuck there for a very long time, and that's how I got a freaking nightmare horse.
Wow, it's such a long, complicated, and amazing story.
Delightful.
Yeah, it kind of is.
And as you say that, you come upon the place that must be known as the Ridge of Rags. There is a long kind of spire, and it's actually two of them kind of running parallel, so it forms something of a valley. And as you're walking, it's very squishy. It's kind of pleasant. It's easy on the feet as you're moving forward, as you're stepping on very old clothes. You can see things like, leathers and various pieces of armor that have been scrapped, but most of them, most of the things here are useless or rotted through. You can see a lot of children's clothes that looks like they were grown out of and then just tossed asunder. You can see, just tunics, pantaloons, boots of all kinds, shoes, as you're kind of moving along the ridge. You also see the various citizens of the dump, and they have, between these two kind of ridge lines of clothing, there are ropes that are kind of strung up in between them, crisscrossing with clothing that they've like picked out and decided is good enough to be worn at some point, and that like hangs amongst them. And it's kind of moments like this as you're moving through the ridge where you start to see like why people like the dump. There is a certain like beauty to it as you're moving along, you're kind of stepping along the ridge. And how do you want to go about looking for this? There's like people about doing work. There are, like I said, these kind of lines of clothing that extend deeper into the ridge. You see a few people who seem particularly athletic, like jumping along the ropes and like kind of swinging down into the valley, allowing them to kind of almost fly in the space because of the density of the ropes here.
All right, gang, let's split up. I'll take the level one, and you take the horse. We can split up, gang.
What?
It works on TV. What? It works. We need to split up. It works.
Or
Look, we'll split up. I'll build a trap. It'll be great.
We don't need a trap. We'll
trap the shoes.
The shoes aren't alive. Damn it!
They could be. They're magic shoes.
Mocha's is probably gonna ignore them, like go to the place where people are hanging clothes and where the children's clothes are, and just like kind of look to them.
Wait, hold up. Now, you just said, did he just say they're magic shoes? And then I get the suggestion, and I'm going to cast Detect Magic.
All right, you begin activating your radius of Detect Magic. Mochalatte, you begin kind of filtering through the various sort of clothing in the space. There's tons of stuff that will fit you. We go ahead and make an investigation check. Anything particular that you're looking for?
Just like going, not really, just randomly
just
looking
kind of
through
looking
it.
around randomly. Yeah, sure. All right, yeah, cool. So as you're kind of looking through, like I said, there's lots of stuff that's in your size. A lot of the things being thrown away are T-shirts, and most of them are fairly beat up. But you do see one kind of amidst the rubble that's interesting, and you kind of pick this one up on the outside of your radar, Max, because you had just kind of noticed that was a magic item as Frog was kind of picking it over. But it just says on it, I stuck my head in Bartholomew's bag, and all I got was this stupid T-shirt. And it seems to be enchanted to be magically clean, so it's in your size, and it's not going to dirty. So it's a very nice piece of clean clothing. But other than that, it seems kind of mundane.
Yeah, Moga's probably gonna look at it and says, I'll keep it for now.
It's magically clean, if nothing else.
On something magic, but not what we're looking for.
Yeah. Go ahead.
House is just kind of bouncing up and down and just laughing.
Yeah, it's very kind of fun. There's definitely a lot of give to the ground. You're seeing some mattresses here as well, among other things. A lot of just general stuff that's made of like cloth and fabric. Yeah, so you continue along, moving. Do you guys like go down into the valley? Do you kind of move amongst like the ropes in this region, or do you kind of like walk along higher up on the ridgeline, trying to get a better perspective? I know that you have your 30 feet of detect magic, so I'll kind of give you information as you're moving.
I choose since I'm using detect magic, I want to go further down the valley to see if I can find anything.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mocha is probably gonna like, after she gets that T-shirt, she's probably gonna look around the individuals around and see if there's any of them that seem to call out to her. Probably belongs in a kingdom, like in the high ranks of a kingdom or something.
Okay. You are kind of looking around, and Gillem and Mavek, what are you doing?
Oh, Gillem's just going on the path that has the most clothes, like the bounciest, softest path. That's
okay. Yeah, so you're probably also kind of moving along the inside of the valley, as that's where everything kind of like collects, and it's the least kind of packed down in that space. Gives you a lot of give. And what about you, Mavek?
Mavek kind of walk around the ridge. He just kind of walk around. He kind of just absentmindedly from the guitar a little bit and to go around.
Okay, yeah, you're kind of getting a little bit of a more high ground. You can see your friends still down in the valley below, but you're up on a little bit higher ground, getting a better vantage point as you walk around. So, Grilliam, you're occasionally picking out pieces of magic around you. You investigate them when you find them, but you're not getting anything. It's mostly just kind of like, things enchanted very much in the vein of that T-shirt, just sort of magic junk that you're getting. So nothing significant yet. As you're all moving around, I'd like you all to make me some perception checks.
How many?
Very well. Just one.
Okay.
Just one.
That is correct. Just one.
I click it?
Oh, I should be posting.
That's not the right check.
Very good. All right, so
That's a performance check, not a perception check.
Oh shit! Sorry, I didn't realize until you told me that. Sorry.
No problem. As you're looking around, Mocha, as you're kind of like investigating the space, you do catch one individual that seems, significant, at least in some way. And you see that they're, at this moment, just kind of like digging and burrowing through the ground. And they're not necessarily wearing like any of the Trash King's garb, but you do see that they have a lot of like really elaborate clothing on. They're wearing kind of like a ton of different like bottle caps and various like pieces of junk that have been strapped onto and like attached to their armor that they're wearing in a lot of different places. Their hair is done up in these like huge sort of liberty spikes, and they are right now just kind of like digging into a point on the top of the ridge. So this is the kind of like most interesting person that you notice here in this space. You at this point, Michael, I think that Mavek and Mavek and Gillem, you're looking around, but you're not catching too much. You find Michael Verity. I'm sorry, I called you Michael. I'm getting all confused. Grilliam, Inferno. You noticed up on the kind of area in the valley above you, you can see a little bit of a gap in the side wall where one of the ropes that are kind of crisscrossing in this region with clothes hanging on them extends outwards and into it. And it looks like it forms some kind of like cave or tunnel into like the side of the the ridge itself. So you notice that as kind of a point of interest because you're not picking up a lot with your magic, and yeah, you see this guy kind of digging in, Mocha. What do you do?
I'll approach him like a hello.
He kind of turns around and just goes, "Wah!" He looks around. Just a little girl.
What are you calling a little girl?
You're a child. You're obviously a kid. What are you doing? Get out of here! Scram!
You say that to me again, I'll get my daddy after you.
You're a little girl. Go get your dad and move along. Goodbye. Go. Leave now. And he just kind of starts waving his hand at you.
Is it possible for me to use this as like to mention anyone in the kingdom that might have a greater influence?
It's possible if you want to take a stab at what faction he is. All right. I wouldn't say that you would necessarily know all of the functions and all of like the factions that are inherent to the Trash Kingdom, but I'll let you make a history check because of that.
Interesting.
Yeah, you're not familiar with what this individual is associated with. The only thing you can tell is that this person is not aligned with the Trash King, or the Trash King himself.
Would he be part of the kingdom itself? Or
he's a resident of the dump. You can tell just by the way he looks and the way he dresses, but he's not like a member of the Trash Kingdom, some other group.
Alright, probably like stands around and says, "You looking for something, aren't you, mister?"
Yeah, what of it? Like, hey, I already told you to go. I already told you to get out of the place. Don't make me use this thing. And he pulls out of his back. It's just like a bat with nails in it. And he's
Mochalatte probably like move up to the. Now, is this like a wooden bat?
It's a wooden bat with like rusty nails sticking out of it. Yeah, it's very.
I take it that the rusty nails are like kind of further up.
Yeah, they're towards the club part of the bat.
All right, in that case, Mochalatte will kind of like move up to it and says, and then she will bite the bat handle.
Okay. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm gonna just give you the surprise round because there's definitely didn't expect you to just go up and try and bite the bat. What? Oh my! What is this?
Primal savagery. I just called it nom.
Nom.
Nom. Okay, fair enough. You bite down onto the bat. Go ahead and roll damage on it. Oh my god! All right. You nom down onto the bat, and as you sink your teeth into the bat handle, it just crushes right through, and the acid kind of like burns and singes it. He just drops it and goes, "Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry." Holds his hand up in the air. You see his voice and posture kind of completely shift. That's crazy. Don't bite me. I get it. Yeah, I'm digging. Just looking for some boots.
Would these happen to be boots from the second?
Yeah, you know what boots there are. If you're looking for the boots, then I know you know what boots there are. Everyone's talking about Armana's boots.
Okay, so tell me what you know.
And kind of points. He just kind of points down where he was digging, and he goes, "Down there. They're down into the mountain. There's like a cave down there. That's where the gnolls all hang out. They got him first."
Okay, thank you. And then Mochalatte will probably like make her way down towards that cave.
Yeah, and so Grilliam, this is the very same cave that you have been kind of observing and looking at.
How big is this cave? Is it big enough for me to get in with my pony, or do I have to leave him here?
The problem isn't the pony kind of climbing into the cave, like the size is reasonable. It's that it's like on the wall on the side of the ridge, so there'd be no way to like, unless you have a way to make your pony kind of climb vertically like a Skyrim horse, then you probably wouldn't be able to get your pony up into the cave.
I'll
You have
just
some
I'll
means
just
of, like,
go- I'll just
levitating
go.
your pony.
No, it wouldn't be worth levitating my pony in there. I'll just keep my nice pony. I'll just park my pony next to the wall.
What's your horse's name? Or your pony's name?
Shadowblaze.
Oh yes, Shadowblaze. You're gonna tie Shadowblaze up. Like I said, there's
Shadowblaze is gonna be yeah, I'm gonna tie Shadowblaze up to something. I don't know what.
Very well. You take the ropes. Yeah, there's stuff around there. That's trivial. You tie up Shadowblaze, and Shadowblaze, it's Shadowblaze is a loyal enough pony that you don't have to worry too much about Shadowblaze just running off and running away or anything. More for other people's safety that would worry about this kind of fiery horse.
That makes any.
Very good. So you going to try and climb up, and vice versa. Everyone's kind of hearing what's going on here, so you're all now kind of in on the loop on where this thing is.
Yeah. So I'm assuming you want me to make an athletics check for this.
Yeah, if you're gonna climb up, you can you can use the ropes to kind of like climb up. It's a little bit tricky the way the cave is oriented. It's almost at an angle going down where you have to climb you have to climb at an angle like a little bit greater than 90 degrees almost. So you assume that the way they got into this cave was by hand over handing on like the crisscrossing ropes. So if you want to try and do that, I let you make acrobatics or athletics, whichever one you prefer.
Hey, here's an athletics check for you.
14 will do it. Yep, from the ridgeline, Mavek, Sir Gillem, and Mocha, all of you kind of moving around and looking around. You watch as, and Mocha, you kind of can tell he was trying to like dig into the cave from the top, but this entrance on the side, you can see Grilliam fairly athletically and nimbly, hand over hand on the ropes, and then kind of sidle and climb into this cave that's in the vertical wall of this ridge.
Yeah, also, on the way downwards, I'm probably gonna leave Druidic messages saying, "Cave has gnolls, help exterminate. Trash King may reward."
Are you gonna use the message cantrip?
Oh God.
No, I'm using the Druidic stuff. I'm kind of writing it down.
Yes.
Leaving hidden messages like that.
And I'll say that you know that gnolls aren't necessarily gnolls that are inherently evil in this world. It's just like a group of gnolls. It doesn't necessarily mean that they are monsters, but yeah. So you leave that kind of message in Druidic, and is everyone?
Yeah, pretty much on the way downward.
So I'm gonna move over to the cave.
Very well.
Sir Gillem's gonna be like, well, this looks very dangerous. This looks like a very dangerous endeavor. We should prepare all of our proper things to go in there. We should get everything ready. And then, meanwhile, House is just running in, climbing up as fast.
Wonderful. If you could have House make me an athletics check or acrobatics check, and everyone who wishes to do so may do so.
Oh, God damn it.
All right, so you kind of decide to go the more acrobatic route. Yeah, House, no problem. Hand over hand, ropes, jumps. Same thing with you, Mocha. You kind of walk agilely on the ropes, kind of stepping on top of them like a tightrope walker, and kind of duck down into the cave. The three of you are in there, and just as Mavek is about to also hop in, you find yourself trip and go to fall downwards, and you begin to plummet to the ground below.
How far is the plummeting?
It's about a 60-foot plummet.
Oh, okay, I'm going to wave that reaction. Hold on, let me see.
Are you trying to featherfall?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'm going featherfall.
It was a very dangerous plummet in terms of the distance of it. So yeah, you're totally fine. And with featherfall active, how long does it last? A minute?
Yeah, 1 minute.
So you can get another whole try in before the featherfall runs out.
All right.
And I'll say you have advantage because you have people up there that kind of like grab you once you get close. So go ahead and make me another check with advantage.
I brushed myself off. I'm like, ugh. Guys, gotta try again.
Oh yeah, and this time it's fine. You've gotten used to the kind of the pull of the ropes. The last one, you got a little unlucky as it pulled out on you and dragged across the clothes as you hopped on it. But this time you hop up and up and up and move into the cave that is made entirely of from this mountain of clothing. And you all stand now on the precipice of this cave.
Okay. So, wait, what are we doing again?
We're going in the cave now.
I know that, but what was inside the cave?
No.
Obviously, what we're looking for is in this cave.
But how do we know that? How did we get here?
At this time, Bonka says there's gnolls in here. I hear they're kind of like hyena people, so I think I'm gonna have a nice meal tonight.
That's racist, I think. I think it's racist. I'm not sure if it's right. I'm pretty sure it's racist. Maybe? Sure. I'm gonna say for sure.
While all this is going on, House is just running into the cave.
Yeah,
Wait, is just sprinting on ahead.
Hold up! You need something to. You need light in the darkness, and as I cast light on myself and chase after him.
Bonka's probably gonna jump on Grilliam like ride him.
Wait, don't leave behind.
You feel
this guy runs after them.
The small child grabs onto your shoulders, Gillem. You all just start kind of sprinting forward, and you suddenly step as you're running along. You realize you don't actually need light, Grilliam, because there are some very kind of simple torches. You can see there's little sections on the walls, and the torches are very protective since the space that you're in is made of cloth. The torches are kind of in these thick metal cans, so that the heat is protected from the walls of clothing, and they kind of light the path forward. This is definitely a place that's been settled.
Then I'll just deactivate my light cantrip.
Oh yeah, and you can still have light on if you want.
Yeah, if light's not needed, then I'll just deactivate it.
Okay.
Sir Gillemfish is saying, slow down. There's no reason to go so headlong. You need to prepare things.
And I imagine that House pays no heed.
Yeah, he doesn't care.
Yes, but of course, as you step now into a larger opening, the kind of core of this cave, and it looks like it's been intentionally carved out. The clothing here is packed down extremely dense, and the walls and the ceiling kind of make a pretty perfect dome shape. And as you move in here, you hear music, actually, and you've heard it for a little time as you were getting closer. And the music is very... it's very much, things like a lot of jugs and stuff that are being blown on. The stringed instruments are very kind of slapdash, like pieces of wire that have been dragged over the wood as you walk into a small room filled with gnolls. And they are playing this very kind of up-tempo jig. And in the far distance, you can see a gnoll dancing in a very nice-looking pair of boots. The boots are an incredibly kind of radiant blue that curves down into this sort of snowy white-like color, and they seem to shimmer, and with each step, they almost leave after images of their form, as they look absolutely incredible. And this gnoll is dancing to this jig in a very spirited kind of in a very spirited, almost Irish-style kind of step dance on a stage at the back. The other gnolls around are all kind of clapping in time as they do so, and on either side of him you can see two more dancers that are dancing in step with him, but they don't seem nearly as competent, and they also look absolutely exhausted. That's the scene. You just kind of barge in, and all of the gnolls kind of look back at you, you're the first to kind of walk in, House / Sir Gillem, and they all kind of look back at you, and they look hesitant, and they're not they're not quite sure what to do with you entering into the space here.
Okay, no problem. I'll figure this out. So I see the boots, right?
Yeah, you see the boots.
Okay, so House goes and starts raging and pulls out a shield.
Oh god!
Wait! Don't stop!
You hear the sound of your compatriots behind you yelling out, "Wait! Don't stop!" Do you stop or do you just go?
Sir Gillem's like, we should stop. We shouldn't do this. And House doesn't care. He's running.
Okay. You see all as you're kind of cresting into this cave. It sounds like you want to roll for initiative, Sir Gillem.
Oh no.
Yes.
Very well. Well, in that case, it's probably a good idea for everybody to roll for initiative.
Of course I got freaking 4. I'm getting such bad rolls tonight, it seems like.
Holy crap, Mocha's on a roll.
and boop. Wonderful. All right. And yeah, I think in that case, the first two. Oh wait, we're missing one more initiative.
I missed
Or
it.
actually, we're missing two more initiatives.
Oh, hold up. Give me a second while I do that.
Yeah, we need Grilliam, and we need you, Sir Gillem.
There you go.
So, Sir Gillem, I'm going to give you just. I don't think they're surprised, but they're not ready to react to you. So you're going to get. I'm going to give you 1 round to do whatever it is as you're just like running into this space, and all of the gnolls are in there, just kind of looking confused and tired. What do you do?
Well, the person has the boots. We're supposed to get the boots. He's gonna try to attack the boots.
All right. Running your kind of like full distance across the cave isn't going to quite get you
Oh, okay.
to the boots in 1 round to also attack, but you could get up next to him without attacking if you want to do that.
That's exactly what's happening. Yes.
All right. Yeah, so you take the dash action, run over and get right up next to the one with the boots, who looks at you and want to dance too? And he seems very animated, which I don't think House cares about. That's going to bring us to the top of the initiative, which is going to be, I believe it was Mochalatte or Mocha.
Yeah.
You're the first to act in this instance, as things almost instantly pop off in this space.
Give me a moment. I need to read something on this spell. Oh yeah. I think the first thing Mochalatte is gonna do is like kind of hop off Grilliam, then cast Fog Cloud.
Absolutely. Where are you casting Fog Cloud?
Hopefully at the point where the knoll with the boots is.
So just covering that whole kind of like little stage area that's been set up?
Yeah.
Alright, wonderful. The area just becomes suddenly doused in fog.
And then Mochalatte is going to try to move as close as he can to the area.
Alright, Mochalatte runs up and just to get a little bit closer. You can get up to within the fog cloud, you just can't get up to like the stage.
That's fine.
Alright, in that case, that's going to bring us to Grilliam. What do you want to do, Grilliam?
I'm going to immediately facepalm first off at the fact that now there's a fog cloud on the stage and now I can't see where the frickin' guy with the boots is. Thanks. So now I've got to do the hard part. So now I'm going to have to let me look through my spell list. Oh. Actually, you know what? Let's make this interesting. Is there any way I can run up onto the stage?
You can get to it with a dash action. You wouldn't be able to get there and then act unless you have like some kind of ranged thing that you want to do.
Let's see. Nope, I can't do that with an act. Can't do that.
What's it gonna be? You gotta make a decision.
I'm just gonna rush onto the stage and just into the fog and not...
Alright, so you're just gonna take your dash action to get into the fray?
Dash action, get into the fray, and hopefully try to subdue the guy before the others do something stupid.
Alright, yeah, you get up there into the fog cloud, you're right up next to House. That's gonna bring us to the next in initiative, which is going to be... that's going to be the Gnoll wearing the boots himself. Who is going to spin around, and as you get closer, he goes, "Dance with me!" And swings up his foot and is going to try and kick at you, Sir Gillem.
Okay. And what is an AC? Just a hit and misses.
Okay. And then his big move, but he is also going to whip around, and he pulls out of his pack what appears to be a kind of a small glaive, or I guess not a small glaive, no such thing, and is also going to swing with that at Sir... Oh, that was actually... Well, it doesn't matter. It's a critical fail. He goes to swing that at you, Grilliam, as you're getting closer, and then he looks over at one of the gnolls that's kind of over in the... that's over kind of performing in the band, and just kind of yells, "You dance too!" the feet, and you watch as the boots kind of shoot out kind of a beam of kind of blue light as he kicks. It hits one of the ones in the van. They start to dance, and immediately as they start to dance, as a reaction, they run over and start kind of galloping, hands first on the ground, making kind of a hyena laugh sound, and hop into the stage, and are going to also attack you, Grilliam, I think, as they try and bite you.
Give me one moment.
But he has disadvantage because he is in fog, so he will roll again.
Good, because I was to say if that 18 stuck, it would have hit, but now it doesn't hit anymore. It doesn't hit anymore.
And that is going to then bring us to the next in the initiative was, I believe, the rest of the gnolls, actually. So you watch as the kind of collected gnolls start moving out over towards you at the back. You watch as two gnolls are going to use an ability. Two gnolls are essentially going to run over and dash up towards the back of the room where Mavek and Mocha are standing. So there's.
Hey, what did I do?
A gnoll is kind of like now kind of charging in front of each of you in this moment. You watch as the two that were on the stage on the side, and actually the three that are in the band are still playing, just looking very scared. But the other three that are on the stage are going to make attacks. These first two are going to be against you, Sir Gillem.
Okay. Oh, 24 will hit.
Well, that's a 13. They're all everything's with disadvantage because they're in a fog cloud. So 13.
The 13 misses.
Second attack, 6 misses. And then against you, Grilliam, they are also going to attack 1. That's a 12, Grilliam. I believe that misses.
Yep, not gonna hit.
A big round of whiffs. No contact yet. As we move next in the initiative to, this would be.
Mavek, I think. Did Mavek even go yet?
Mavek.
I haven't gone yet.
Yep, it's Mavek. It's Mavek, and then it is Sir Gillem.
There's two gnolls from me, right?
Yeah, there's two gnolls, one in front of you and then one in front of Mocha. But you guys are next to each other, so we're pretty close.
All right, so I'm going to use my main action to what do I have in my spell list? I'm going to yell mean words at the closest gnoll to me. Oh, that did not work. Hold on. Mean words.
Going to mock him viciously.
Yeah, that's what.
Going to make a wisdom saving throw, which he absolutely fails, taking 3 points of psychic damage. And the gnolls are kind of and kind of snarling a little bit. And as you kind of say that one that was laughing.
I bet you're feeling bad now, don't you?
That seems a little harsh.
Are you gonna cry? Cry.
Anything else on your turn?
All right, my bonus action, I'm going to give my bark inspiration to the logo next to me.
Absolutely. You inspire Mocha. As it passes now on to Mocha. Have you gone yet? Yes, you did the fog cloud.
Yeah.
As it passes now on to Sir Gillem.
All right, we're gonna try to smash this guy with the longsword. As Gillem says, "Don't do this. This is a bad idea. You shouldn't do." We're so sorry.
Again, your attacks are at disadvantage because of the fog cloud.
Right, with the 13.
So
it's
the
only
13
one attack, though.
Yes, okay. The 13 unfortunately misses. You see it kind of strikes in, and you watch as the boot, seemingly of its own accord, kind of flips up and knocks the sword out of the way.
Well, thank goodness that didn't hit you.
As just about everyone is in a weird spot in this kind of space. Anything else on your turn?
No, that's it.
All right. That brings us to the top of the initiative. I believe that is Mocha once again. Mocha, what do you do?
I would like to mention to Mocha, like, would you mind getting rid of the cloud, please?
In a moment, but first, you did say there's a gnoll in front of me.
Yeah, there's two. One next to you and one next to. go next to Mavek. What do you wish to do?
For Mocha, she's gonna try to nom the knoll in front of her.
Alright, yeah, 21 definitely hits. Roll damage on that. 9 points of acid damage. Mocha kind of jumps up and bites down on the individual before you. As you hit him, he kind of howls out and lets out this kind of wolf-like howl. And anything else on your turn?
Depending on how it reacts, I'm gonna try like if it's hurt enough where it's distracted, I'm gonna try to move closer to the fog cloud.
You will provoke.
Get rid of the fog cloud, damn it! I can't see a damn thing in here.
Well, if it provokes an attack, then yeah, go ahead, try it.
All right, I'm gonna bite you. 8 misses. I assume. Does 8 hit?
Yeah, it misses.
All right, cool.
So yeah, Mocha is now moving into the fog cloud towards the dancer.
All right, you begin kind of moving up towards the stage. You're right on the outskirts of the fog cloud. And that is going to bring us next in initiative to Grilliam. Grilliam, what do you want to do?
First, I'm gonna yell at freaking Mocha and be like, I'm gonna be like, yeah, nice going. Now I can't see the guy. And as I was trying to make my ultimate plan to beat him at his own game, but I can't do that with
What's the play gonna be, Max?
I have an idea. It's gonna be really creative. I'm gonna taunt the Knoll pack leader and say, "You want to dance? I'll show you a dance." And then I'm gonna use thaumaturgy to make my flames appear bright enough that he can actually see me as I try to dance.
You're gonna try and outdance this fool? All right, go ahead and make me a performance check.
I'm using thaumaturgy,
with the flames
and then...
of thaumaturgy, yeah, he can see you. So definitely you won't have disadvantage on the performance check because of the fog. So go ahead and make me that performance check. Just Grilliam kind of begins busting a move on the space. What's Grilliam's go-to dance move?
I would say he's just doing whatever. I can't really say.
You know, you're doing what you can. You're moving. Nothing crazy like a worm, and you know, you're not super used to dancing. There's not a lot of call to dance as the general of the army that you're in, and you watch as the knoll before you wearing the boots looks at you and just kind of like waves his hand out, and he doesn't seem in particularly impressed with your moves, and he seems to be getting ready to show you his own moves.
And that's the end of my turn.
And his turn is now, and he will show you his moves. As part of his kind of dance moves, he throws out his arms to the... Actually, I'm going to see if he recharges his thing. Whoop, did my thing go through? Yeah, it did. Oh, he does recharge. All right, cool. So he throws out his arms and kind of puts them on either of the knolls to his right and left, and begins doing sort of a can-can style kicking line, and he is going to kick at you. With his kick attack.
Unfortunately, my dance moves are too much as I dodge it. Epic dodge with dance moves.
Been with disadvantage, and he is going to also.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. A 13's not gonna hit.
And that's a 12. Yeah, another miss. No one can make contact. The kind of kick dodges, and he kind of like spins around with the arm move on the glaive, and then as a bonus action, he is going to. One of the kind of knolls that's also in his can-can line, using his magic, is also going to make an attack as a reaction, which they will do immediately once I click it, which will take no more time starting now. And that's against you, House, which misses. And man, the rolls tonight. Yeah, that's going to be all for his turn as it moves on to the regular knolls. And now, you're in kind of a rough spot at the back line there, Mavek, as these two kind of tough-looking knolls both bear down on you, and they each get 2 attacks, which they're going to make at you. It's a 22, I assume, hits. I assume the 8 misses.
When we refresh the page, I can't see anything. Hold on.
Oh, I see it now.
Yeah, it's not pulling for me. Hold on, 1 second.
I see an 8 and 22.
It's a 22 to hit you.
Okay, 8 doesn't hit me, but the 22 does, because I am very unlucky tonight. So, he kind of reels back and he gets slashed on the chest. Kind of hurts, but you know, he's taking worse.
All right, and then the other one, that's just also you're left alone with 2 of them, so the other one's also going to attack. Yeah, it's a 14.
14 does not hit.
All right, and then a 10 also misses. Great.
Yeah,
yeah.
They both look at me and just kind of
they cut into you. These ones seem like a little bit feral. You can almost see a little bit of like kind of saliva like pooling up at the sides of their mouth as they're just trying their best to tear you apart here at the back as you've invaded their space. And that is going to be the rest of the gnolls, which are still in the fog cloud. There's 3 of them there. The first 2 are going to go after you, House, and all of these attacks are going to be with disadvantage. And then one of them is going to go after. He's going to go after you, Grilliam.
Whatever.
So that's going to be. That's disadvantage, so it's an 11 misses and 6 misses against you, and then against you, Grilliam, 11 misses. Yeah, nothing. Can't touch anything. And that's going to bring us next in initiative to. It would have been Mavek next. Mavek, what do you wish to do?
All right, here we go. So how close is How close not Mavek?
They're both right up in your face.
But how
one of them should be pretty hurt because I bit them.
Okay. So are they in like the 10-foot spear would be? I'm trying to think for a spell. So a 10-foot spear would get 2 of them, right? Because they can only up 5 pH.
You can't hit both of them with the attack, but you can hit either one of them.
That about a spell.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so 10-foot spear hit both of them.
Yep, absolutely.
Alright. So I'm going to whip out my really cool guitar. My really cool guitar.
Alright,
He's going to
pull out the axe.
He's just going to take out a pick and just go just like strum it really loudly.
And what spell are you casting? Oh yes, that's a good one. And the gnoll is going to make a Constitution saving throw, and both of them are. And one of them succeeds and one of them fails. The one that fails, as the thunder rackets, the one that you hit with the vicious mockery before, and that one just kind of collapses down onto the ground. Their head shakes for a moment. You see some kind of like blood coming out of their ears as they fall down onward to the ground. The other one looks shaken, but is still standing. Anything else on your turn?
I'm gonna check, see if I have anything I can use here. I really don't think I do, actually.
Sir Gillem.
Okay, so it's next turn. See ya.
Yes.
Alright. Same as before.
What's it
A 12 is not gonna cut it.
And I think actually moving forward, and the correct way to do this, and now that we've gone through a whole round, it's correct, but I think that the way it works is you would have advantage because they can't see you, so it would just be flat rolls from this point forward instead of the disadvantage, which was my mistake on the ruling. I forgot about that it also applied advantage against them. But anything else on...
Nope, that's it.
Anything else on your turn? All right, that's going to bring us to the top of the initiative. That is going to be you, Mocha. What do you want to do?
Okay, so I'm going to be continuing into the fog cloud towards where I saw the no pack leader.
All right.
And,
you do your best to
if I make
through.
it, yeah.
You do your best to navigate through. You get there.
If I get close enough, I'm going to nom the pack leader.
All right. Go ahead and
Hopefully
make
on
an
the
attack
ankle.
roll with disadvantage.
Get rid of the damn
Oh,
fog so we can see
wait,
me.
what does the bardic inspiration add to it?
You can roll a d6 and add it to the roll. A 14, unfortunately, still just misses against the boss.
That's fine.
And
At least I tried.
anything else on your turn?
I'm currently in a... Grilliam's currently getting moody again.
To be fair, I don't think there's anything else I can do at the moment. So.
All right. In that case, that's going to bring us to Grilliam. What do you wish to do?
Again, face palming again because really you're not getting rid of the fog cloud.
That's their choice. What do you want to do, Grilliam?
I know, but anyway, I'm going to activate Thaumaturgy again, and this time make my eyes appear to be glowing fire now.
Your eyes glow fire.
So my eyes glow fire, in addition to the other Thaumaturgy effect, as I try to do it again.
Go for it. Show me your performance power. Ah!
I did absolutely worse.
You're just not busting moves like this Null Pack Lord is. That is going to be all for...
my turn.
That's going to be all for that turn, I assume?
Yep, yeah.
Yep, and at this point, the Pack Lord is going to look down and make a couple of attacks against you on the ground. Mocha, as it gets to the Pack Lord's turn. It's going to try and kick at ya. 11.
Miss.
And misses.
Miss.
And and he does not recharge his ability. So the gnolls are also going to all you as the kind of source of this fog that's throwing them all off. The gnolls are all kind of pile down and try and also get you. Okay. So they're gonna stab at you with their respective spears, and that's the first one at disadvantage, the second, and the third at disadvantage.
16 hit you?
The first one hit. The 16 hits.
The 16 hits for 6 points of piercing damage.
So
the spear kind of like stab into you, and you should make me a concentration check.
That would be a con save, I believe.
And the fog cloud dissipates.
Finally.
Oh, you said it was 6 damage?
No, it's actually, I think
6
it's
damage total.
Yeah. Still, the DC is 10
okay,
or...
so they use 2 hands, alright.
Yeah, they're using 2 hands. They're not carrying anything else. And that is all for the faux turn. Oh, actually, no, I'm sorry. There's the one that's still in front of you, Mavek, which is going to try and get you with the bite and the short sword. It's a 12 and an 18.
I dodged the bite, but I get slashed across the leg by the sword.
The sword cuts across you again. That gnoll is on kind of a feeding rampage.
You're getting pretty fucking annoying.
You still standing?
I'm still standing, yeah.
Right.
I'm a couple devourer, so
Wonderful.
I'm pretty buff.
In that case, that's going to bring us in the initiative to the next one, which would be you, Mavek. What do you want to do?
You know what? You're getting pretty freaking annoying. So we're just going to take the one I just hit him. He's going to take his sword and just swing back at him. That would be my rapier. Normal roll. 20. Not natural though. I mean, not natural. Yeah.
Roll DiMaggio.
Oh yeah, damage.
Joe DiMaggio.
Did not go with it. That's kind of, hold on.
Oh no, you have to click rapier on the chat name.
Oh, okay.
It's damage.
Oh wow,
So 10
max damage. You stab upwards and into this gnoll, and you feel it kind of pierce through right at kind of a vital point, and it kind of...
Is that lethal?
And you finish off that gnoll, absolutely.
Well, can't you choose not to be lethal for melee attacks?
Oh, if you want to make it a non-lethal strike, you absolutely can.
Yeah, I'm gonna freaking back it across the head with like the side of it.
You kind of wrap around and hit him on the back of the head, and the gnoll crashes down onto the soft floor, very much still alive, which is good considering the situation. Anything else on your turn?
Okay, so that was my attack action.
Yeah, you still have a move and a bonus if you want to get up onto the stage area.
Hold on. I'm the first time playing Bard, so not my first time, but it's my first Bard character.
No, I get
so
it.
Can you use Bard multiple times?
Oh yeah, you have as many as your charisma modifier.
Oh, okay. I have to keep doing that. I can keep doing that then. So I have 2. So I'm gonna use my second one on Grilliam.
Grilliam, you gain a point of bardic inspiration as it moves on.
So what does that do?
Yeah,
1d6 while you
roll.
Okay.
As we move on to the top of the initiative, which is Mocha. What do you want to do, Mocha?
So Mocha's pretty hurt right now. So I'm gonna use a bonus action to chug a potion.
Wonderful. Go ahead and roll me that 2d4 plus 2.
And back to max again.
All right. Yeah, you're at full health. And then as an action, I assume you're gonna keep up with that little chomp. Or the nom, as you say.
Yes, no, going for the ankles again.
No longer at disadvantage. Go for it. 12 still unfortunately misses. Anything else on your turn?
Probably, I can't disengage. I know, well...
Yeah, you already used your action.
Yeah, so I might as well, like, stand my ground and get ready to, like, I'm going to at least attempt to intimidate in a way. With that nom, I'm probably going to, like, attempt, like, make a growl along with it.
Alright, yeah, you kind of... and you can see, like, looking up at this individual now, as you kind of stare into his eyes, you go to intimidate him, but he seems gone to a degree. His eyes are kind of, like, laced over with the same kind of white and blue color as the boots. He doesn't seem to have a lot of
there's
control
also the other gnolls around me as well.
Yeah, well, if you wanted to make an intimidation check, you'd have had to have done that as your full action.
Okay.
But that's going to bring us next in the initiative to Grilliam. You are no longer in the fog cloud. What do you wish to do?
So, let's keep the dance train going. Third and final thaumaturgy. I'm going to try to do some tap dancing like the Null is doing, except now with my thaumaturgy. Every time my foot taps the ground, it makes a little tremor in the floor.
All right, go ahead and make me another performance check. I'm going to say I'm going to give you advantage at this point because you've built up all of these. You've built up all of these thaumaturgies.
Yeah, I built up, and how much is the bardic inspiration?
Plus a d6.
Yeah, so go ahead. We'll start. You can choose afterwards. So
hey, you're great.
I'm gonna roll a d6 on that.
Right,
and
roll away.
You're welcome.
12. Total. All right, so the Null across from you is starting to look kind of impressed, and is you see the kind of like the light that is kind of shining in his eyes is now just kind of like fixated on you, and he's not necessarily like, he's not impressed, but he's taking you as a dance opponent seriously at this point, and he is going to take his turn to also dance. And while he does not have any particular performance checks, the boots will give him a bonus, as he's going to performance back at you now. He has advantage, and he has an additional +5 because of the boots, which means he has a 12 total, which means you guys are in a head-to-head dance-off, and he's going to take his turn just trying to dance battle against you. You watch as the other gnolls that are kind of on the outskirts of this space, he's going to roll to recharge. Which he does not. And the other gnolls that are on this space are going to kind of like fall back and look at their leader, who's kind of locked now into this dance battle with you, and they look down and they kind of stop dancing, the two that were really kind of amped up on it, and they had kind of a glow about their feet, but that ceases, and both of them kind of like collapse to the ground tired, and one of them just kind of shouts out towards you, Gillem, and you, Mocha, who are standing right there. We haven't been able to stop dancing for 4 hours. He's out of control. It's not funny.
Can I bite his ankles? With your permission.
It is not your turn yet.
I was talking to the gnoll beside me.
Oh, if it gets the boots off anything. I thought you just wanted to bite that guy's ankles. I was like, brutal.
I was asking the gnoll to do it, so yeah.
If it gets the boots off anything. That is going to bring us next in the initiative to Mavek.
Alright, so let me check distance on sleep.
Wait, Gillem, did you get skipped?
Yep.
I am very sorry. Gillem, go, and then Mavek will go, and then you'll go again.
Awesome.
I'm sorry about that.
No problem.
Just yell at me next time. Oh yeah, that definitely hits. 10 points of slashing damage. The longsword cuts across the chest of this individual. For a brief moment, their eyes kind of flash wide, and you see a moment of reality kind of coming in, but they pull back and they go back into their kind of wild dance. Mavek, I'm sorry, anything else on your turn?
No, that should be it.
Okay. Yeah,
hold up, was
mistake.
Was that at the leader? Question mark?
Yeah,
yes, it was.
The turn is now yours, Mavek.
Okay, because they're wearing cast leap behind my allies.
What are you trying to do?
Is there a way I can cast sleep without hitting my allies? Because sleep is a
there's no way
here's
you're
how
going to be able to avoid Sir Gillem and Grilliam. They're like right out.
Well, here's how
Actually, no,
how
everyone's
sleep
right in
works
that
is
pile.
that basically you roll and then it goes on the
No,
lowest.
I think he knows how the mechanics.
I know
are.
how it works. I've done before.
Yeah,
I can't redirect around you guys, so I'm not probably going to risk that. Okay, what else do I have here?
Let us get one more good hit in, and we should be up.
Okay, so the range of Vicious Mockery is 60 feet. So how far is he?
Yeah, you can get up to within 60 feet to Vicious Mockery.
Okay, I'm going to say very mean words to him. I'm going to insult his family and his bloodline, alright? Very mean words. Also 1 damage.
And he rolled a 1. You insult his family and his bloodline, and he doesn't seem particularly happy about it. As you see him just kind of like, the ear twitches up, and you don't think it's like the boots part of him that hurt it, it was the real part of him, and he seems sad about it.
Oh god, bad now, no, okay.
And is that all for your turn?
I have a bonus action. Wait, no, I can't do anything without any more path.
Alright, in that case, it is once again your turn, Sir Gillem.
Right. Same as the first.
Another hit. 9 more points of damage. Yeah, he's looking pretty beat up at this point. He's taken a couple of solid hits as we pass on to the top of the initiative. I assume that's all for your turn, because
Yep.
the early barb is not a lot of options. As we move on to Mocha.
You know what I'm doing? Numb the ankle!
Do it. Roll damage. 1 point of acid damage.
You know my pain now.
You bite down and hit for a solid 1. The boots do not come off, but you have a firm grip on them with your teeth. You kind of get ready to pull at the right moment. As we move on to Sir Grilliam, he's locked in on you still in dance battle mode.
I'm going to keep him distracted with my performance at advantage.
Yeah, roll for it. 16.
16 this time.
I'm going to add some epic metal riffs to his dancing, alright? It's like folk metal.
Also roll a performance check.
Oh, me? Okay.
Yeah. Because at this point, I think we're kind of going to drop out of initiative a little bit. It's going to be kind of a final check to see what you're able to get.
9! I'm rolling so badly tonight. Okay.
So you see he's like dancing, and his dancing kind of picks up, but he's not quite able to keep up with your moves at this point, Sir Grilliam. As you've got a whole the moves yourself, the dance moves aren't as impressive, but you got an entire pyrotechnics display alongside of it, which is really upping the wow factor. And he kind of loses tempo. Would you? Are you just gonna keep beating him down? By the way, Gillem, when it gets to your turn. Okay. In that case, would you like to try and make a check to try and pull the boots off of his feet? And I'll say that you have advantage because he's being kind of schooled in this dance battle at the moment.
Not to mention there's a little girl fighting on his ankle.
I was talking about Mocha, who was kind of holding on to him with the teeth. But go ahead and also make me an attack roll, I assume, Sir Gillem. You got Mavek in the back, jamming out on the guitar.
Attack roll? Alright.
Yeah, or I assume you're attacking if you don't want to do that.
Oh, definitely attacking.
Oh, yeah. And you kind of pull Mocha on the boots, and they kind of fly off, the one that you had your mouth around, and as the first flies off, the second does as well. They hit the ground, and they start kind of... they start just kind of continuing to tap on their own on the ground, and he kind of comes back, and he's like, "I'm free!" And then gets killed by a raging longsword.
Yeah.
Can I cure wounds him and keep him from dying?
You can always go for non-lethal if you don't want to kill him.
I think he wants to kill him, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, that's exactly what he wants. He wants to kill him.
Yeah.
You're the freaking evil enemy, Jesus Christ.
And you kind of go over and cure wounds, and
Mocha's probably gonna grab get the shoes and stuff them in the bag. No, wait.
You can feel the bag kind of
Actually, no. She's gonna tie up the t-shirt, the openings, and stuff them in there.
Oh, great idea. And you can feel the t-shirt kind of jangling and jingling around. You throw that into your pack. But at this point, you've subdued the enemies. The kind of remaining gnolls explained to you shortly that ever since he picked up the boots, him and the people around him were being forced to dance. Although none of you ever got hit with his make you dance move, which was a little sad. But hey, that just speaks to your success and skill as adventurers that you were able to avoid such a thing. And with that, you have completed this particular adventure.
My final words. I want to say some final words to the Snow Leader and just tell him you don't need magic boots to dance. It takes pure skill.
I'm pretty sure he's dead.
Oh, I thought I healed him, but whatever.
You cured wounds to back. If you want
Oh, I'm pretty sure he was dead. I mean, okay.
I mean, he was knocked out, but he can still be saved.
Yeah, so that's basically my lesson for the Snow as I take Dragon with me to teach him how to really dance.
He doesn't want to. Regardless, that's the story for another day. And each of you gains a point of experience, and you each gain 100 Bartholomew bucks, which means if you were level 1, you're level 2. And with that, we're going to call this one to a close.